Hi everyone, today we're going to be working on the rest of our candy store project. So if you have not done, we're working on part 3 in this video. If you have not done part 1 and part 2 and your candy store project does not look like this so far, then you need to go back to part 1 and part 2 by clicking right here to watch the video. You should have the packet already, and you need to find the packet in the Google Classroom, and you need to make your candy store look like this. Yours should be colored. Miss Sharf's is not. She was slacking a little, but it should look something like this. We are going to start today working on part 3, okay? And part 3 is all about making that money. So when stores buy items like candy, they have to buy them. They have to pay money to buy them. It doesn't fall out of the sky. And then they sell them to customers for more money. This is how they make a profit. So a profit is basically how much that is earned. How much does that store make? Okay? So we need to first calculate how much does each one piece of candy cost, because we buy it in something called bulk. If your parents go to BJ's, or if they go even to like Walmart or even Target, bulk is when you buy a lot of stuff. So if you go to BJ's, you buy things in bulk. You get like 10 laundry detergents in one package, and it saves money. So buying bulk is buying a whole package of things instead of one little thing. So stores buy in bulk. So we need to figure out how much it costs for one piece, because we don't pay for one piece. For example, we pay for 200 pieces as our store if we're pretending we are a candy store. So we need to find the cost of each piece. Then we need to decide how much we're going to pay, and then we're going to figure out how much profit, or how much the customers are going to pay, how much we are going to price it as, and then what is the profit? How much will we make? So you're going to need a scrap piece of paper for this. And we're going to do this for all of these. Don't worry, you'll get the hang of it. So let's first take a look at cookies and cream. So the cookies and cream is $300. We bought it for $300. I bought it in bulk. And for $300, we got 200 bars. So we're going to do 300 divided by 200. So the cost divided by amount is going to give you each piece. Okay, you may want to write that down. The cost divided by the amount. So I just want to take a look. I want to remind you, dividend, divisor. Okay, so we're taking 300 and we're splitting it between 200 in our example. Then our first number, or the dividend, always goes on the inside, as Mrs. Miller says, the big D goes on the inside, and the divisor goes on the outside. Remember, we can then turn that into a fraction, because we will be turning into fractions because those help. Again, the big D, the first number, always goes on top. So the first number always goes on top or inside. The divisor, or the second number, always goes on the outside or the bottom. So we have 300 divided by 200. I want to get rid of some of these zeros. And to do that, I'm going to turn it into a fraction. So 300 over 200. And I can just bang, bang, cross those zeros out. Now we have 3 over 2, or 3 divided by 2. So remember, our dividend goes on the inside. Our divisor goes on the outside. How many times does 2 fit into 3? So what I'm going to do is dirty monkeys smell bad, really? Or divide, multiply, and subtract. Bring it on down and bring it on back. Pause the video. See if you can solve 3 divided by 2 on your own. Or follow along with me. 2 goes into 3 one time. 2 times 1 is 2. Subtract, we get 1. I don't have anything else to bring down, so I do need to add a 0. So I bring down my 0, decimal point 0, not just a 0, decimal point 0. Now I have 10. 2 goes into 10 5 times. 2 times 5 is 10. We are ending now with a 0 and nothing else to bring down, so we can stop there. Now I pop up my decimal. That's why it's important to always line up your numbers. And we get 1.5, or 1 5/10. But we're talking about money. So 1.5, that's not what money looks like. Money has 2 numbers after the decimal. So we need to add a placeholder or a 0. So for each candy bar we paid, or our cost, how much we had to pay for it, is $1.50. So I need to figure out, well, how much should I pay for this? How much should my customers pay? What should my price be? I want to make enough money. I'm going to do $3. I want to double my money. So then I need to find the profit. Write this down because you're going to be finding profit. Profit is how much you make. To find the profit, so write this down. I would write this down somewhere on this page or somewhere you're going to be able to use it. You are going to take your price minus the cost. Price you charge minus the cost of one piece. So in our case, so write this down. Write this down. You're going to need it. Profit equals the price you charge minus the cost of one piece. So I'm going to take $3 minus $1.50. That's my price I'm charging. And this is the cost of one piece. Now, when subtracting decimals, it's important to line up. Start on the right. 0 minus 0 is 0. Don't forget to borrow. Remember, it's just like regular numbers. You just kind of forget about the decimal. 10 minus 5 is 5. 2 minus 1 is 1. Drop my decimal. And I am making, or my profit is $1.50. Okay. Let's do another one. Let's do the chocolate candy bar. I'm going to do 2 more with you, and then I'm going to let you do a couple on your own and try on your own. So, again, we do have notes in these in our notebook. We learned this about a month ago, but we are going to take 120 and divide it by 30. I want to get rid of some of my, 300. I want to get rid of some of my zeros, so I put 120 over 300, and I match my zeros, and I get 12 divided by 30. So my first number goes on the inside. My second number goes on the outside. See if you can solve this. Pause. Come right back. Let's see if you got it right. Ooh. If not, do it with me. 30 goes into 12. 30 can't go into 12. So we put a 0 above the 12. Because 30 cannot go, or above the 2. Notice how it's above the 2 because it's 12, not 1. 30 doesn't go into 1. So then we do 0, and we have 12. Now I'm going to add a decimal and a 0 because I need more numbers. Bring it down. I'm going to count by 30s quickly over here. 30, 60, 90, 120. 30 goes into 120 4 times. 30 times 4 is 120. I get 0. I have nothing else to bring down here. And no 0. I'm going to bump up my decimal point. I'm going to add a placeholder. And I get 40 cents. So it costs us 40 cents. Or it looks like this. But remember your decimal point goes there. 40 cents for 1 chocolate candy bar. Now, let's figure out what should I pay. I'm going to make my customers pay $1 for a chocolate candy bar. So remember, to find the profit, we take our price and subtract the cost. So here we go. I'm going to do it right here. Don't forget your decimals. I got to borrow some. 10 minus, make sure I've messed up. 0. Hold on. Now I can borrow. This is a 10. Oh, Miss Sharp's just going to start over. What was I thinking? Miss Sharp. Okay, here we go. 0 minus 0 is 0. Got to borrow. 0, 10, 6. So I make 60 cents on one candy bar, chocolate candy bar. Remember, you don't want to make your profit super big. You don't want to charge $100 for one chocolate candy bar. No one would ever buy that from you. Okay, we're gonna do this one last one together. We are gonna find hard candy together. Then we are going to, I'm gonna let you try to do some on your own. So this is $25 divided by 500 pieces. Ooh, well, I know I can't get rid of any zeros because my first number doesn't have a 0. So if I were to change it into a fraction, it wouldn't do anything for me. So I'm going to go right into long division, and it's going to be tricky. So my 500 goes on the outside, my 225 goes on the inside. Can't go into 25, so I add a 0. Add a decimal point. 500 times 25 is, or 500 times 0 is 0. Bring down my 25. Add a decimal point 0. Bring it down. 500 still can't go into 500 into 250. Remember, dirty monkeys smell bad really. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat. Trust the process. It will eventually get you an answer, even if you have to add a lot of zeros. 500 fitting into 250. That can't work. Add a 0. 500 times 0 is 0. You get 250. Bring down another 0. So let's see. 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500. Ooh, look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 500 goes into 2,500 5 times. 2,500, subtract, we get 0. Nothing to bring down, ended with a 0, and I have 5 cents is what my cost was. So it cost us 5 cents for one piece of hard candy. Maybe it's a Jolly Rancher. So you know what? I'm going to charge 15 cents. 15 cents for one Jolly Rancher. Think about what would you pay for one little hard candy? 15 cents. So now we have to subtract what our price is minus what we paid for it. And that would be my profit, 10 cents. I'm going to have to sell a lot of candy to make any money. Good thing candy's cheap. What I would like you to do next is go ahead and just find the cost of the rest of the candies. Just the cost. So the cost of the ring pop, the cost of the soft candy of one piece of this column. Remember, it's money divided by pieces. So 30 divided by 50, 100 divided by 100, 100 divided by 50, 90 divided by 30, 75 divided by 60, 200 divided by 100. Pause this video, find the cost for the rest of these, then come back and unpause the video. So now you should have this whole column done. Let's check our answers. A ring pop cost 60 cents. Now remember, if you didn't do this, do not just copy me. Miss Sharp is going to be able to tell Miss Lienhart if you just copied us because we want to see your work. So make sure you bring in your work or show us your work on whatever day we are going to check this. So tomorrow, show us your work. Make sure you bring it in. Soft candy is $1. Gummy bears, 100 divided by 50 is $2. Rock candy, 90 divided by 30 is $3. Jelly beans is $1.25. And cotton candy is $2. Now, what I'm going to have you do is you guys are going to figure out or decide what are you going to charge the customers or how much will it be to buy one piece. And then what is your profit? Go ahead, do this on your own. This is going to be different than mine because remember, it's your choice. What do you want to charge?